The myth of meritocracy, unmasking corporate America's biggest lie. Imagine a world where your career trajectory isn't determined by the color of your skin, your gender, or your faith, but by your talents, skills, and dedication. Sounds like a utopia, doesn't it? But here's the kicker. We've been told this is already our reality. The corporate mantra echoes promotions are based on merit alone. Yet, as we're about to discover, this couldn't be further from the truth. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of corporate America, where the promise of equal opportunity often collides with the harsh reality of systemic barriers, and we're not doing this alone. We're armed with invaluable insights from Jeffrey Cumberbatch, a visionary leader who's dedicated his life to dismantling these barriers and creating a truly equitable workplace. Jeffrey isn't just another corporate talking head. He's a warrior for change, a beacon of hope in a landscape often shrouded in the fog of false meritocracy. His journey, his struggles, and his triumphs are not just inspiring, they're a wake up call that challenges the very foundation of what we've been led to believe about success in the corporate world. Picture this: 11 years at McDonald's Corporation, a global retail giant. You're a DEI practitioner, an unconscious bias trainer, a Black career development facilitator. You're operating far beyond your managerial level, developing strategies that span the globe. You've even crafted a faith based global corporate strategy, a project that screams executive level thinking. By all accounts, you're a star performer, right? Now brace yourselves for the plot twist. Despite this stellar performance, Jeffrey was passed over for 4 director positions. And here's the real gut punch. For 2 of these positions, he wasn't even granted an interview. Let that sink in for a moment. A highly qualified individual, consistently delivering beyond expectations, denied even the chance to make his case. This isn't just Jeffrey's story. It's a narrative that plays out in boardrooms and offices across the country, affecting countless talented individuals from underrepresented groups. It's a stark reminder that the corporate ladder isn't just steep. For some, it's rigged from the start. But wait, you might say, surely this is an isolated incident. Think again. As U.S. talent manager at McDonald's, Jeffrey had access to data that painted a troubling picture. The numbers didn't lie. They revealed systemic inequities in career advancement. It wasn't just anecdotal, it was cold, hard facts staring him in the face. Now, let's zoom out for a moment. We're living in an era where figures like Donald Trump are advocating for the removal of diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, initiatives from the federal government. This trend is trickling down to corporations, with many moving away from DEI frameworks. The justification, a belief that these initiatives somehow threaten fair competition. But here's the $1 million question: how can we have fair competition when the playing field isn't level to begin with? This brings us to the crux of our discussion today. The assumption that promotions in corporate America are solely based on merit needs to be not just challenged, but shattered. It's a comfortable myth that allows us to believe in a system of fairness that simply doesn't exist in practice. Jeffrey's experience isn't just a personal setback, it's a microcosm of a larger systemic issue. It forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Without robust DEI frameworks, the concept of meritocracy in corporate America is nothing more than a feel-good fairy tale. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at the evidence. Studies have consistently shown that diverse teams outperform homogeneous ones. A report by McKinsey and Company found that companies in the top quartile for racial and ethnic diversity are 35% more likely to have financial returns above their respective national industry medians. Another study by Boston Consulting Group found that companies with more diverse management teams have 19% higher revenue due to innovation. These aren't just numbers. They're a testament to the power of diversity in driving business success. Yet, despite this evidence, we continue to see a disconnect between the value of diversity and the actual promotion practices in many corporations. So, what happens when we dismantle DEI initiatives? We're not leveling the playing field. We're tilting it even further in favor of those who already hold power. We're perpetuating a system that overlooks talent, stifles innovation, and ultimately hurts the bottom line. But here's where it gets really interesting. Jeffrey's story didn't end at McDonald's. Today, he's the CEO of his own business, Golden Four Culture. He's leveraging his expertise to drive systemic change in talent management. His transition from corporate
to entrepreneurship is a powerful statement. It demonstrates that he has always operated at a higher level, but systemic barriers limited his career progression within corporate America. This begs the question, how many other talented individuals are corporations losing because of their failure to recognize and nurture diverse talent? How much innovation? How many groundbreaking ideas? How much potential for growth are we sacrificing on the altar of the status quo? The implications are staggering. When we fail to promote based on true merit, when we allow unconscious biases to dictate our decisions, we're not just hurting individuals, we're hobbling our entire economic system. We're stifling creativity, limiting perspectives, and ultimately shooting ourselves in the foot. But here's the good news. We can change this. We have the power to rewrite the narrative, to create a corporate culture that truly values diversity and inclusion. And it starts with acknowledging the problem. We need to recognize that DEI initiatives aren't just feel-good policies or PR moves. They're essential tools for creating a truly meritocratic system. They're the scaffolding that allows talent to rise, regardless of background. They're the lens that helps us see past our biases and recognize true potential. Imagine a corporate world where everyone, regardless of their race, gender, or faith, has a fair shot at success. A world where innovative ideas can come from any level of the organization, where diverse perspectives are not just tolerated, but actively sought out. This isn't just a nice idea, it's a blueprint for building more successful, more resilient, more profitable companies. But achieving this vision requires more than just talk. It demands action. It calls for a fundamental shift in how we think about talent, promotion, and leadership. We need to implement transparent promotion processes that are regularly audited for bias. We need to provide mentorship and sponsorship programs specifically designed to support underrepresented groups. We need to create accountability measures for leadership in achieving diversity goals. We need to foster a culture of inclusion where diverse voices are not just heard, but actively valued and incorporated into decision-making processes. We need to invest in ongoing education and training to help all employees recognize and overcome their unconscious biases. These aren't just nice-to-have additions to corporate policy. They're essential strategies for building a truly meritocratic system that can unlock the full potential of every employee. Now, I can already hear the skeptics. But won't this just lead to reverse discrimination, they might ask? Aren't we just replacing one form of bias with another? Let me be clear. The goal of DEI initiatives isn't to give anyone an unfair advantage. It's to remove the unfair disadvantages that have been baked into our systems for generations. It's about creating a level playing field where true merit can shine through. Think of it this way. If you're running a race and some runners have a head start while others have hurdles in their path, is that a fair race? Of course not. DEI initiatives are about removing those hurdles and ensuring everyone starts from the same point. Then, and only then, can we truly say that the fastest runner wins. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about fairness. It's about unleashing the full potential of our workforce. When we tap into the diverse talents, perspectives, and experiences of all our employees, we're not just doing the right thing. We're setting ourselves up for unprecedented success. Imagine the innovations we could create, the problems we could solve, the growth we could achieve if we truly harness the power of our diverse workforce. The possibilities are limitless. So where do we go from here? How do we take these insights and turn them into action? First, we need to have honest conversations about the state of diversity and inclusion in our organizations. We need to look at the data, confront our biases, and be willing to acknowledge where we're falling short. Second, we need to commit to change. This means investing in robust DEI initiatives, especially when it's uncomfortable. It means setting concrete goals and holding ourselves accountable for achieving them. Third, we need to amplify diverse voices. We need to create platforms for underrepresented groups to share their experiences, their ideas, their visions for the future. And we need to listen, really listen to what they're saying. Fourth, we need to reimagine our definitions of leadership and success. We need to value not just traditional metrics, but also the ability to build inclusive teams, to foster diverse perspectives, to create environments where everyone can thrive. Finally, we need to recognize that this work is never done. Creating a truly inclusive corporate culture is an ongoing process.
It requires constant vigilance, continuous learning, and a willingness to adapt and evolve. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take a hard look at your own organization. Are you truly promoting based on merit? Are you harnessing the full potential of your diverse workforce? If not, what are you going to do about it? Remember, every time we overlook talent because it doesn't fit our preconceived notions of what a leader looks like, we're not just hurting that individual, we're hurting ourselves. We're missing out on the next big idea, the next innovation, the next breakthrough that could take our organization to new heights. The future of business isn't just diverse, it's inclusive. It's a future where everyone has a seat at the table, where every voice is heard, where every talent is nurtured. And that future starts with us, with the choices we make today. So let's make those choices count. Let's build organizations that don't just talk about diversity, but truly embody it. Let's create corporate cultures where Jeffrey Cumberbatch's story is the exception, not the rule. Let's unleash the full potential of our workforce and see just how high we can soar. Because when we do, we won't just be changing individual lives or individual companies. We'll be changing the very fabric of our society. We'll be creating a world where success truly is based on merit, where innovation knows no bounds, and where the American dream is within reach for everyone, regardless of their background. The choice is ours. The time is now. Let's get to work. But before you leave this talk, I want you to do something. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the face of someone you know, someone brilliant, hardworking, full of potential, who's been held back, not because of their abilities, but because of who they are. Now, open your eyes. That person you imagine, they're counting on you. We're all counting on you. This isn't just about corporate policy. This is about human dignity. This is about unleashing the full potential of every individual. This is about building a society where everyone can thrive. So I challenge you, be the change. Be the leader who stands up and says enough is enough. Be the one who dismantles the systems of inequality in your workplace. Be the one who creates opportunities for those who have been systematically denied them. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Don't wait for it to be convenient. Don't wait until it's safe. The time for waiting is over. When you walk out of here today, I want you to make a commitment to challenge every hiring decision, every promotion, every policy in your organization. Ask the hard questions. Demand transparency. Push for change. And remember, this isn't just about corporate success. This is about creating a just society. This is about living up to the ideals we claim to believe in. This is about leaving a legacy that we can be proud of. So are you ready? Are you ready to be part of the solution? Are you ready to rewrite the rules of corporate America? Are you ready to create a truly meritocratic system where talent rises, regardless of race, gender, or background? The challenge has been laid before you. The choice is yours. What will you do with it? Let's not just talk about change. Let's be the change. Let's create a corporate America that truly reflects the diversity and potential of our nation. Let's build a future where the myth of meritocracy becomes a reality. The time is now. The responsibility is ours. Let's get to work and create the change we want to see in the world. Thank you.